Enough from the clown.
Arcane was the best. On to what I am, pretending I'm a super. It's true though. It's true. And
I actually agree with you.
Huh?
I agree with you.
Exactly. It's not. Wait, did you agree with me?
Hey. Breeze past it. Nothing happened.
Very well.
How many people do you know can survive a huge hammer being bashed on their head?
Bugs Bunny.
So
Don't boo me, I'm right.
What in the Rick Boo is this? I have literal powers.
Screw you guys, I'm going home.
Michael Parsons has COVID.
Yo. Welcome to the show again. This is Unbound. I'm your host, as always, Mr. Truth Teller. As you can see in the nice little hashtag, Pocketbill Bookies. Those are not edibles. Those are chocolate chip cookies. And yes, Isaac has an announcement.
Michael Parsons has COVID.
Dog, that sucks. When did they come out?
Like just now.
Just now? What is
while the intro was playing, I got the alert.
Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I don't think he's going to be good. I don't think he's going to play Sunday.
No, I don't think I'm not worried about him playing Sunday.
I mean,
I'm honestly not worried about him playing Sunday, considering we're already in the playoffs and we already clinched the division. I'm worried about him for the playoffs.
Yeah, he'll be good for playoffs.
That's good. That's fine. I mean, it sucks he has COVID. It ain't fun.
Yeah, the COVID thing now is whether you're vaccinated or not, you're only required to quarantine for 5 days now.
Well, they put him on the list. So
yeah, because I know Carson Wentz was on the COVID list, and we know Carson is not vaccinated, but he
well, at least he was honest about it.
Well, yeah, I mean, he's not Aaron Rodgers, which I mean, let's be honest here. Aaron Rodgers had no obligations to tell us the truth.
That's fair. But
which I mean, since we're on it, let's go ahead and get to it. Before we start on the conversation,
no, here, think of what you said. You said he wasn't obligated to tell the truth, but he didn't have to lie.
I mean,
did he really have to lie? I guess.
No, I mean, Craig didn't either, but you know. Woo! We starting off hot already. First episode of the year. Let's go. Woo!
Happy New Year, everybody, by the way.
Happy New Year. This is the first episode of Unbounded of 2022.
Yep. And as I said back in 2021 when it first dropped, you can clearly read my hashtag. That is the kind of mindset I'm going into 2022.
And I'm going in the mindset of Pocketbill Bookies.
All right, let's get it.
Do you really want to know where it came from? I will say you.
Let's get into that first.
All right, so there's a trash song on the interwebs. I saw it on YouTube. It's on SoundCloud. I found out about it. First of all, before you said trash song, I already said it's on SoundCloud, isn't it?
To
be fair, I will say that not everybody that puts music on SoundCloud is trash. I found some dope stuff on SoundCloud.
There's some pretty good stuff.
But it's almost like finding a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
Or
there's
finding
some good beats on SoundCloud too.
Or finding a hay in the needle stack, whichever one you like. Whichever one tickles your pickle. But
I hope it's not the needle. I hope it's not the hay in the needle stack.
Well, that's SpongeBob and Sandy, but that's.
I know, but I'm just saying. I hope that's not the one that tickles your. You said whichever one tickles your pickle. So I hope it's not that one.
I mean, whatever. Look, I'm not here to judge you.
Hey,
if you like finding hay and needle stacks, power to you.
If diving, like I said, if that's what you want to do, you know, have fun. You know, I hear it's good for acupuncture.
I mean, people like death. People like putting themselves in death matches, but that's not my thing. But hey, if you like it, I love it. That's the energy I'm going on in 2022. If you like it, I love it. But yeah, it was a trash song that I found through TikTok, and it was like chocolate bit bookies. Those are not edibles. Those are chocolate chip cookies. I just smacked my teacher in the face with a ooga booga booga.
That's the one I keep seeing.
Mama.
That's the one I keep seeing. Where it's like when it shows like a disappointed person. It says like when your friend trying to make it trying to be a rapper and y'all never making it out the hood.
We're making that the hood with this track.
Yeah.
Crazy thing is, he probably made some money off of that garbage.
Yeah, that's the sad part.
That's the craziest part about it, dog.
That's the sad part.
But yeah, those are not edibles. Those are chocolate chip cookies. Yeah. But yeah, this is one of the first things we're going to be clipping. So let me get myself in the mood. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are here to talk about a man, and I'm going to start it off with this.
Enough from the clown.
Honestly, before you said we're going to talk about a man, I was going to say, and his name is Jesus, but you didn't give me enough time.
Good thing you didn't say that before I hit the button. No, I had to go back to church right now. We end this podcast on the dot. But yes, Mr. Antonio Brown, I would like you to come up to the front of the congregation. All right, so this man, Antonio Brown. You know what? And just for the sake of funniness, I should have done this already, but I don't care. Hi, YouTubers that are watching this as separate videos. Antonio, do you have a middle name? I swear, if your middle name is weird. Okay, Antonio Tavares Brown Sr. So this man has a son named Antonio Brown. So Antonio Tavares Brown Sr. Rage quit. He rage quit on Sunday afternoon.
Which is weird because they won that game barely. That's hilarious.
I mean, let's be real here. The Jets been playing some really solid football over the last few weeks.
I know, but
I think Robert Saleh started to get the team where he wants to, and I think that they're going to be a very dangerous team in the next season with them having a possible 2 top 10 picks. Because I don't think the Seahawks. I know I said it last week. I don't care, but the Seahawks are not winning this week. But that's
still funny. Here. It is still funny. The Jets almost beating the Bucs.
So the thing is, according to Bruce Arians, Antonio Brown was told to get back in the game, but he complained that he was injured. Twice. So he said no. Bruce Arians said, all right, get out. Deuces. So his teammates were trying to convince him to stay, and he just took his jersey off, took his shirt off, took his little compression shirt off, threw it in the crowd. May I remind you, we are in New Jersey in January. It's January, New Jersey, so you already know it's not hot. And so he's out there shirtless, running and doing jumping jacks in the end zone and chucking up the deuces.
He also never left New Jersey, by the way. They showed him.
He was at the Brooklyn Nets game.
Yeah, he was at the Barclays right after that.
He went to Brooklyn right after that to go watch some basketball.
Yeah, there was a video. A guy had a video of him in the Uber. His Uber driver took a video of him in the car, and then they had him sideline.
He went on Twitter not too long after the game, trying to promote his trash music. So I'd rather listen to Bachman Bookies than listen to his music.
He has music?
Yes, he's a rapper. Where have you been?
I have been. I've been watching Arcane. That's what I've been doing.
I'm gonna leave this up for a few weeks. I'm gonna see if I should torture Isaac.
How are you gonna torture me?
We're supposed to be going to a wrestling show in February, right? I'm pretty sure we're not driving separate vehicles. And I'm probably going to be the one to drive.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
I will torture you with AB music if we need to.
Can you not?
I just think I won't torture you. I'll let you torture yourself. Whenever you feel like torturing yourself, I'll sing you the AB music. Don't listen to more than one at a time.
Well, no, because I already kind of tortured myself today because I found myself. Somebody showed me a video of the rap game that showed Jermaine Dupri had, where he was trying to create rap stars out of
yeah, I know what you're talking about. Mulatto was in one of the. I think Mulatto was in season 1.
But then I watched like a recent episode, and I was like, "What are we doing?"
Matter of fact, I was watching. We started watching that. My brother. I took my brother to our loctician to get his reach was done one day, and we just sat there and watched it.
Hold on. Did you say a loctician?
A loctician, yeah.
Is that the same thing as a mixologist, but for hair?
Yeah, basically, for locks. But back to the topic here. We're getting off on here. So after the game, Bruce Arians says that Antonio Brown is gone. What's happening? So he says Antonio Brown is gone, which is hilarious because evidently now his name is still on the roster. Now, why? I think I have a good reason. So I'm thinking what it is. He's going to be inactive, but still on the roster for the reason of they don't want anybody getting him. And then
nobody wants him.
I mean, but that is safe to sorry, correct? That is safe to sorry. Because let's just say that the Cowboys. Now, I know what you're going to say on me, so don't just hold your thought, because I know that you're looking at me like, why would we do that?
To ourselves.
You got to remember, it's the Cowboys.
Okay.
And do I need to remind you Greg Hardy exists?
No.
So
I was gonna say
the Cowboys are notorious for bringing in guys like this.
Before we found out he had domestic violence issues, but
no, it was after.
It wasn't. It was. That's what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that was before we found out he had those issues, and I was gonna say actually it's before I found out he had those issues.
I was gonna say Terrell Owens, but he's already chewed somebody out on the Twitter because somebody tried to compare him to AB. I was like,
oh, Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp was getting on. I think Shannon Sharp got on Skip because he said that.
Because he said that. So I haven't been paying attention
don't quote me that he was getting on Skip, but Shannon Sharp did bring it up on Undisputed that there's no comparison.
There's no comparison.
There really isn't.
T.O., the worst thing you can say about T.O. is his attitude may have not been the model receiver or whatever. But he's a prima donna. Oh my gosh!
But he showed up.
Show me any time where T.O. had any sexual assault allegations. Show me where Terrell Owens walked out halfway through a game. I don't know 2 players that have walked out of the team during halftime.
I think it was a guy on the Bills.
Vontae Davis.
Yeah, the Bills.
No, he was Dolphins.
Oh. I don't know why I thought that was the Bills.
It was the Dolphins.
Yeah, but I do remember that, yeah.
So only 2 guys have ever done that. I've never seen T.O. bounce from one team and then call his GM a cracker and then get himself released and then make a video on him being released.
Oh, they almost get into it with
Hold on, because I disagree with this one too. No, he's not, because Chad Johnson's never done this stuff either.
No, Chad Johnson, no. If anything...
There is no receiver that I could think of right now that is this bad. No, he's no Ray Caruth. I'm not going to go that far. AB is in a league of his own.
Chad Johnson, first of all, Chad Johnson was never even that...
Chad Johnson and T.O. is about in the same boat.
Seriously.
They just both very showed
cocky. Up. Like, for example, shout out to Chad. I don't think people forget about this. Shout out to Chad Johnson being except for TJ Houshmandzadeh at certain points.
Who's your mama?
Shout out to Chad Johnson being consistent and playing at the level he did on the Bengals when they weren't that great.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we give him enough credit for that. We'll
get to the Bengals in a little bit because
I'm just saying we do not give Chad Johnson credit enough for being on the Bengals win at a time when it wasn't good to be on the Bengals.
I mean, it hasn't been good to be on the Bengals since the last time they lost Super Bowl.
Let's just say it's been a while. It's been a while.
We weren't born yet.
Yeah. Like, I don't think what's that dude? It hasn't been good to be a Bengals fan since the Iggy Shuffle.
Exactly. The Icky Shuffle, yeah.
The Icky Shuffle.
It's been that long, dog.
Yeah.
But here's my issue. So on to Antonio Brown. Because I saw a lot of people trying to make excuses for him. And I kind of said a lot of this on Facebook. So evidently, let me see if I so he needed, I believe it was 8 catches. If he would have got 8 more catches, he would have got a bonus of $333,000. I believe it was 55 yards. Another bonus of $333,000. And wait for it, one more touchdown would have gave another bonus of $333,000. What does all that money add up to?
$999 million.
Approximately $1 million. Approximately $1 million. So basically, this idiot left another $1 million on the table. What is it? What does this remind me of? Oh, that time when he signed that big contract with the Raiders. And fumbled that bad too. So it's 2 things that I've noticed about AB. He doesn't like paying people. And he loves fumbling bags.
I heard somebody say this, that I saw this on Twitter, and it kind of makes sense. He really hasn't been the same since he got the hit from Vontae Burfict.
Oh, I've been saying it the whole time. That hit from Vontae Burfict really turned him over. And I got one guy that will say that he's really just showing who he really is now, and it's not anything new, which could be the case. But it's just crazy how that thing really just hit downward spiral of AB. And clearly we're going to get, I don't know if they're going to do another season of the Dark Side of Football, but he has a whole episode for himself.
I also heard this. I was listening to this morning. Shout out to the Bomani Jones podcast. I love their podcast. To the Right Time with Bomani Jones. He said, one thing we need to do is, and they're not going to do this because of who he is, not Antonio Brown. Who brought him back in the league? Who brought him to the Bucs?
Tom Brady.
Yeah. Tom Brady.
He's not the first one I heard say that. Because it's funny because I was listening to a YouTube show and they were talking about somebody else who said it.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Bomani Jones.
Tom Brady did, and the way comparison he made was so good. Tom Brady did for AB what you would do when you're trying to get your homeboy a job at your workplace.
Which, I mean, it's respectable.
It is. No,
it's respectable. I give him that.
It's not. The concept is great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I highly respect what Tom Brady was trying to do for AB, but the fact it didn't work out, and
it's going to be. You're looking sideways at Brady now.
The fact that it turned this went so south so fast. It went south so fast
because everything seemed to be going so well. They brought him in last year. You didn't hear people out of AB. He was out there producing, which AB produces when he's on the field. Let's be real.
They got him.
Nobody's going to deny the talent of Antonio Brown.
Nobody.
And so last year, all you saw was when you saw AB's name, you just saw him producing. And again, they brought him back this year. And for the first half of the season, it was like, okay, AB's out here doing his thing. He's on the field. Great.
Then
it comes out the COVID vaccination issue, which I'm going to get back on again because this Rocket Raccoon doesn't care what anybody says anymore. I was right. You were wrong once again. Antonio Brown, and this goes back to these bonuses situation. So everybody's saying that, you have people saying that, the Buccaneers didn't want to allow him to get these milestones. And so I say, All three of those milestones could have been easily attained if he did not give a fake COVID vaccine card. This man took 3 games that, again, he did not appeal. Let's keep that in mind, that he did not appeal those that suspension, right?
It's almost like he didn't want to play.
It's almost like he knew that he was wrong. Imagine trying to make excuses for a person that's taking accountability for themselves. I just want to throw that out there. You're trying to make excuses for a man, a clown at that, but a man who's taking accountability for his actions. Yeah, put that clown paint on your face real quick. Yeah. But yeah,
it's wow.
I just want to paint that picture for you.
What do you think?
And the whole thing is those 3 days he could have got
the
8
whole
catches.
point. Isn't the whole point of that for him? When somebody is in that position, when they do something wrong, you want them to take accountability, right?
And I mean, they were holding him accountable until they didn't, because remember, it was one mistake and you're out of here,
right?
And what I told you after that Saints game, the only reason I feel like he's still there is because Godwin got injured. Godwin doesn't get hurt.
You did say that.
If Godwin never got hurt, he's gone. I wholeheartedly believe that. But Godwin gets hurt. Now Tom Brady says, I need AB now. Because now you have
that had to be all Tom Brady, by the way.
No, it's been Tom Brady for jump.
Like, that's what I'm saying. That's why, like I said,
it's Tom Brady in the front office.
What Tom Brady did for this dude was really respectable. You know, you want to give a guy, try and show people the bright side of this guy. But when it backfires, and like I said, no one's going to do this because it's Tom Brady.
And you also got to remember, Tom Brady has been statistically the best quarterback that's ever played under BA system. Look at every other quarterback that's played under his system. Ben Roethlisberger, Jameis Winston, Ryan Fitzpatrick. I want to say even I don't know, but I don't think Peyton did, but you see the point.
Yeah.
All these other people had high pick interception numbers. Brady's was not that high. No, you never saw him go 30 for 30. And so that has a lot to do with it as well. I mean, a lot of what you saw at the second half of last season into the Super Bowl was a lot of the stuff that Tom Brady knew worked. Stuff that he had been doing in New England. He brought some of that Belichick in with him to Tampa Bay. And it worked. So yeah, Tom Brady's going to have a lot of pull. No doubt. That's the guy that you know that you're going to need if you're going to win the Super Bowl. So you don't want to do what the Patriots did to him his last season. They took AB from him, and you saw how that changed everything from that week on. So they tried everything they could. Granted, again, AB is still on the team. Where that goes from here, I don't know, but I don't expect to see AB suiting up or on the field again for the remainder of the season. I think he's going to be inactive. But again, this is another situation of a guy that's been given multiple chances because of the fact that he's just a ridiculously talented individual, and he just couldn't handle it. I don't know what else to say about it, dog.
I have nothing else except to say that I hope he gets, if it is, it probably is. I hope he gets whatever help he needs, for real.
Oh yeah.
That's all I can say about it.
Let's move some more. All right. So now, with that being said, I want to get to this next issue. If you want to,
Alabama is going to play Georgia in the national title game.
We'll get to that in a minute. We'll get to that in a minute. But I want to get to this. So I believe it was New Year's Eve. Yes, New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve in the afternoon. Big Swole has her little talk thing she does. And so the conversation led to a lot of the reasons of why she decided not to resign with AEW. And she actually, before we start, I do need to say that she did a lot of praising Tony Khan, which never came out from the people that were trying to throw dirt on her. They tried to make it seem like she was just the bitterness of her. And I need to say this right now. For the majority of the time I'm talking about this, race would not be a focal point in my conversation. And I'm going to make a lot of sense out of everything without using race. Watch. So she says that she claims that in her opinion, and this is from her perspective again. So again, perspective is the thing that people need to understand. Your perspective is not my perspective. My perspective is not yours. So she says that a lot of her reasons is that representation was not what she believed it should have been. And we've seen a lot of people make that statement. I've said it a few times and I used it based on what they have put out. So when I'm talking about representation, I'm looking at it as you said this. Where is it at? I read articles on how people were touting that you were going head to head of WWE in the terms of representation. At this point right now, WWE is killing y'all.
Impact's been killing them.
Oh, I haven't got Impact. Impact's killing all of them. Let's be real. But WWE's killing y'all in that category. Objectively and subjectively. But with that, she was saying that, and then the women aren't getting enough time. Which, I mean, that's been another thing that a lot of people have been saying. One match a week really isn't doing much for that demographic that wants that. And so that breaks out. All the dirt sheets are reporting about it. And I called him the most sensitive billionaire, which I'm going to have to take that back. Because I had a lot of quote tweets. Shout out to Kiki. She immediately got me. So she was like, so Kanye doesn't exist? I was like, dang, you got me good. So shout out to her because she got on me real quick. So, but he's one of them. Because then somebody else brought up 45. And I was like, dang. Y'all got me real good with these.
He is.
They got me good.
45 was super sensitive.
Yeah, so this is what Tony Khan says. As you see, Fight for Wall wrote out, Big Swole explains how lack of diversity and structure led to her leaving. So here's Tony Khan. The top two AEW executives are Brown, me, and Mega, which I didn't know who Mega was until like 24 hours ago. Jade, Bowens, Caster, Dante, Nyla, Isaiah, and Mark Quinn all won on TV this month. The CBS tournament has been very diverse. I let Swole's contract expire as I felt her wrestling wasn't good enough. Hashtag AEW Rampage street fight tonight.
I will say this. I'm going to say this. From what I see, that street fight was good.
It wasn't my thing. I ain't gonna
I'm just saying, from what I've seen, that street fight was good.
Like, I saw a lot of positivity about it, so I will take my hat to that. But here's my issue.
He didn't need to throw that last part in there.
Again, race, not talking about right now. I want to focus on that last sentence.
He didn't need to throw that in there.
Not the advertisement of the street fight.
Which was good.
I let Swole's contract expire as I felt her wrestling wasn't good enough. Well, Tony Khan, explain this. Swole's a great wrestler. She's got a great personality. I think in the ring, she's gotten better and she can continue to get better. She had risen up. She had a great record in 2020 and reached the top contender at one point. She got a title shot. She didn't beat Sheeta, but she had a great match. And she's had a lot of great matches. I really like Swole.
That match against Sheeta was really good.
But hold on. But at the same time, you just told me that Isla Swole's contract expires. I felt her wrestling wasn't good enough. Now, here's my thing, because I'm a stickler on words mattering. Words mean something. So I tell the kids all the time: good, better, best. Being good being good is not really, it doesn't do anything for me. Yeah, you're like, I'm a good piano player. But I be watching some great players, and I'm like, dog, I wish I could do that. I'm good. They're great. And that's how I see it. I'm good to where I can hang in there and play just about anything that I hear. And I could go to a church and listen to somebody sing and catch up with them and keep with them. But these guys, they're great.
What about a baritone player? What about you? Where are you?
I was decent. I wouldn't say I was good. I was decent. Chevy would kill me on that thing, boy. I tell you, Chevy had me eating my lunch on a regular. But back to this. So you kept using the word great. Going back to this, he used the word great. Great.
He did. Hang on. He used it precisely 1, 2, 3, 4.
I see 4, right?
Yeah. Wait, no, 5. 1. She's a great wrestler. Great personality. Had a great record.
Great
match. And a lot of great
matches. 5 times you used the word great.
5 times. 5 times.
5. 3 ain't enough, man. I need 5.
You
shout out to Big E. You said it 5 times for it to Big E. 5. So you said she used the word great 5 times, but less than a year later, she's not good enough. Great, not good enough. You see the issue here. You know what it sounds like? And this is gonna get very graphic. You all right, just put yourself in a relationship with a girl. Y'all doing the dude just about every other day. You just laying up. You know, you catch my drift.
Yes.
And she is enjoying every second of it.
Yes.
Y'all break up. You say, well, things just didn't work out the way I thought it was supposed to, blah, 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 blah. And she comes back and says, I love you because your sex wasn't good enough. That's what I'm getting from this. On that kind of level, is saying that, oh, I had all the praises to sing about you while you were under my contract. But as soon as you're no longer under my contract and I'm not paying you anymore, yeah, you just wasn't good enough. That doesn't add up to me. And I'm not surprised because, again, I've been seeing this with Tony Khan. Yes, we said that Tony Khan is a big cheerleader for what he does. I can't fault him for it. I respect the man for it. But at the same time, I've also said that Tony Khan is a fan with financial backing. Tony Khan is no different than you and me, other than the fact that he just got a bunch of money from his father. You'd be doing this. You probably be in the same boat right now as Shad Khan was your son, your dad. You'd probably do the same thing right now, have a wrestling company. So for him to do that,
I probably run it a little bit differently.
But I mean, for just from the basis, you would just run a wrestling company. I'm not talking about the ins and outs of how the company is ran.
Yeah,
but you would just run a company, and the way Tony Khan is acting when he's getting this criticism is the same way I expect any other internet nerd on the IWC to act. So I'm not surprised when Tony Khan comes out here with this foolishness when he had that back and forth with Girl on Cinema, when he was asked that question at one of the media scrums about having more than one women's match, when Fox News put their article about how their numbers were dropping, which was a factual article, and he got defensive over it. And I said on Facebook, he should go ahead and play for the team because he plays better defense than anybody that he has on the team. Maybe they would have dropped. Maybe they would allow 50 points if he was playing defense. Maybe they would allow 43 because clearly they weren't playing defense Sunday. he was playing defense on Friday, and every other day that he gets any kind of criticism that hits the media big. And I'm like, dude, I understand that you were in tune with what is being said on the internet. It's a good thing, and also it can be a bad thing. And now it's certain things like that is where I can understand why Vince isn't active on social media. Yeah, he has social media, but I can about guarantee you he's not posting anything. He has somebody posting it for him. Have you ever seen Vince care about what people say about him on the internet?
No.
People say all the time, "Oh, I can't wait till Vince is dead." And Vince will probably say to you right now, if a tree falls in the forest and nobody's there to hear it, does it make a sound?
That's a good, yeah.
Because Vince doesn't care what some internet person says. People, and here's the thing, because this is my issue. Because there were people going after Swole like she was dogging AEW. Like they were literally going in on her. Like people were calling her the N-word and all these, and Hardy are at that. And just all these things. But weren't a lot of these people cheering on CM Punk when he was on Cole Cabana's podcast? Weren't they cheering on John Moxley when he was on Talk Is Jericho? Weren't they cheering on Brody Lee when he's on Talk Is Jericho? When all these other WWE guys are doing shoot interviews on why they left WWE, it's always a great thing. Matter of fact, people are waiting on Bray Wyatt right now to do an interview. Why? Because they want him to talk trash on WWE. When Bray Wyatt finally does his shoot interview, you know it's going to be one of the most listened to interviews of 2022. Tell me I'm wrong. No,
you're right.
But when somebody leaves AEW and doesn't even talk trash on the company, she gets some valid, constructive criticism, and then says a lot of great things about how Tony Khan's a great person, how he just loves wrestling. It's a problem. Like that stuff doesn't make sense to me. Now, I can understand if you truly believe that Swole is not a good wrestler. I've seen people that would be consistent with that even before she had left. Said, I don't like Swole. I'm like, cool. I mean, wrestling is subjective. But at the same time, I will say that you say, like Tony Khan said, oh, I let her go because she's not good enough. But then there's a lot of people that's still on your contract right now that aren't better than Swole.
Tim Thatcher got
in the ring. Yeah, Tim Thatcher, Danny Burch, and Hotchman, along with Regal and a bunch of others.
And who?
Regal.
No, before that.
Hotchman.
Who?
Hideki Suzuki. Diamond Mine.
What
the Diamond Mine coach. You remember when I was telling you about rebuilding?
No. That's not why I did that. I'm like, because
I know he just got there last year. This is the rebuilding thing where a lot of moves just don't make sense. I don't think you've ever really had to deal with a rebuild for your team. Have you ever had to deal with the Cowboys truly rebuilding?
The Cowboys?
Yeah.
Yes.
When?
Yes. Vinny Testaverde, Drew Bledsoe.
So it's been a while.
Quincy Carter, yes.
But but it's been a while for you. It's only been since 2000. It's only been since late 2000s.
I'm coherent enough to remember it.
So I'm gonna put it from my perspective. So 2008 season was the last season the Seahawks made the Super Bowl. The 2009 season we went 3-13. No, 2009 season was the year that we had Jim Moore. I believe it was either Holmgren or Moore that brought in TJ Houshmandzadeh. The next season, Jim Moore is fired and they bring in Pete Carroll. Pete Carroll has TJ Houshmandzadeh on his team. He signs Mike Williams. And this is the Mike Williams that was a draft bust from USC. Just before you even think hindsight, who was the guy that you were going to keep on your team? Mike Williams, the draft bust, or TJ Houshmandzadeh?
Is this post Cincinnati?
This is. I mean, he was still solid.
But I'm saying, was he at Cincinnati?
No, this is after Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, then Houshmandzadeh.
We cut him. We cut TJ Houshmandzadeh and kept Mike Williams. I was heated. It was a lot of other moves that just didn't make any sense. So again, this is the year that we went 7-9, won the division, and beat the Saints. We brought in Marshawn Lynch. I didn't like that move first. I thought until he did. Yeah, I didn't. So I didn't like it at first because I was like, we have Justin Forsett right here. Why don't we just use Justin Forsett, who has been really solid? But
Marshawn Lynch did
they get Marshawn Lynch. We keep Mike Williams, cut TJ Houshmandzadeh, bring in Charlie Whitehurst. We win the division, beat the Saints, the Super Bowl champion Saints at that. Marshawn Lynch has the greatest Seahawks player in history. The next year, we go 7-9 with a banged up Tavares Jackson, rest in peace. And then, lo and behold, the 2012 draft happens. And a lot of picks. The first pick we had was Bruce Irvin. Matter of fact, that entire draft, we had one of the worst grades coming out of that draft.
Even with Russell Wilson?
They said Russell Wilson would never be a starting caliber quarterback. They said Bobby Wagner was too small. They hated the fact that we picked up Bruce. They thought Bruce Irvin should have never been picked up. They were scrutinized heavily for that 2012 draft. Nobody thought Richard Sherman was going to be Richard Sherman. Earl Thomas, they knew. I think Cam Chance was a late pick. Put all that together. 2012 happens, we win the division. No. Yeah, we do. We win the division. 2013 happens. No, did we win the division in 2012? No, we did not. We didn't win the division in 2012. We clinched the wild card because we had to go to Washington. Because the former Redskins won division that year, and we had to play there. That was when RG3 was there. And we beat them. 2013 happens, and we all know what happens in 2013. We run the table, goes to Super Bowl 43-8. And this is all after a rebuild of decisions that people just don't like.
All right, back to this. It's not like I don't like them. I'm like, what was the point?
I know that was my whole thought too in this rebuild. That's why I'm bringing this whole rebuild thing up. And I know it's like a whole rant, but rebuilds don't all the time make sense.
But here's the other thing that kind of gets me too. Like, I'm not even watching it. It's just that I know these guys. I watched them. In particular, I watched Suzuki and Thatcher cut it up at Bloodsport, the one in New York. When we were at WrestleCon, when Akeem and I were at WrestleCon, they were at Blood. No, we didn't go. I wish I went to Bloodsport. They competed against each other at Bloodsport. Wow. So I know what they can do.
Well, here's the thing. So again,
Thatcher was in ring camp with Walter, for God's sake.
Well, now Thatcher has a chance to be a Bloodsport. Maybe we give Thatcher his cross. Maybe. I mean, I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I mean, I'm just throwing it out there.
No, I'll take it. I'll take Thatcher. I'll take Thatcher and cross him.
I mean, the thing is, these guys are going to find work.
Easily.
Regal's probably going to get hit by Tony Khan within the next few days anyway. Brian James, he'll probably go to AEW, hang out with his old New Age Outlaw friend.
Yes.
I know a lot of people don't really care for Brian James. And then his brother was also released.
Scott Armstrong
was released. For those who don't know, he was the referee that was had a big role in quite a bit of scandalous things for the Authority.
I hate how he counts. I hate how he counts.
Oh Lord. Well, the word is he's 65 and in ring shape.
I hate. You know what I mean when I say how he counts.
I know what you mean.
I hate it. I hate it. It makes me miss Kyoto more and more.
Well, here's the
thing. The best counter I think was Charles Robinson because his count was the same. My favorite actually overall referee is actually Red Shoes for obvious reasons because his count is literally the same the entire match. It does not change.
But here's my thing with NXT cuts now. I saw it coming. And I said this is basically one of the final steps to the complete rebuild of NXT. NXT last night was amazing.
I heard what happened.
Carmelo is set. They have a lot of future stars, whether it's not in WWE, in wrestling. Trick Williams, I know he played in Hampton and everything, blah, 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 is probably one of my favorite young wrestlers out right now.
So are they going to make a new belt, or is he just going to carry around both?
I think he's just going to carry around the North American title. I think they're officially doing away with the Cruiserweight title.
Okay.
Let's be real.
No, you're 100% right. 205
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to blame them when a lot of times, even when they tried to put care in it, the fans just didn't care. You saw when we went to SmackDown in 2019, how many people dipped?
A lot.
So many people dipped that we moved up.
A lot. It was a lot.
And this is when they were putting on amazing matches. I went in Halloween of 2017. About 60% of the people already dipped off by the time the main event happened. And they're not going to put any care into something that they see the fans don't care about.
I mean, fair.
Which, I mean, to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to blame them. And it's kind of hard, again, it's also kind of hard to keep a division there when you got guys like Finn Balor that's fighting in the main event scene as well.
Well, it also helps that you didn't cut like half the people who were on your brand. Just saying.
Yeah.
I mean, they did.
Which, I mean, they still have, it's crazy because they still have a lot of guys that fit in that 205 range.
Exactly, but they're not putting them, well, they're showing there, but they're not.
They're showcasing them in there. I'm kind of disappointed in Draco's match. But honestly, I think he'll be fine.
I'm just waiting for the next Control Your Narrative and the next Bloodsport.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, hey, look, I personally enjoy NXT more than I enjoy just about any other wrestling show right now. And Braun Breaker is amazing, by the way.
Hard to Kill is going to be good this weekend, by the way.
Is that PPV?
Yeah, that's PPV.
Speaking of PPV, WWE is no longer using the word pay-per-view. They're now going by the term of premium live event, which I like, because if you think about it, they're not doing pay-per-views. They are literally premium live events. You have a premium subscription to watch WWE, and they're live. Of all these terms that Vince McMahon so-called created, this is probably the best one he's done so far. It makes perfect sense. Which, while I'm on it, that was a really good show as well. Great job opening up 2022. Tag team matches both delivered.
Wait, which show?
Day one.
Oh, yeah.
Both tag matches delivered. Even the match that I thought was going to be trash was good. That was Drew McIntyre versus Riddick Moss.
What was I doing? Oh yeah, I was watching GC. I watched GCW.
Yeah,
which I woke up late for.
But Riddick Moss, he put on his best match of his career. So big ups to Riddick Mo. I know this was got a lot of mixed reactions, but for me, I liked it, especially after what happened on Monday night. Brock Lesnar is your new world champion.
I mean, I'll take Lashley and Brock. I'll take it.
And that was exactly because I was like, wait, they're doing because I kind of figured it was going to happen because my first sign was the fact that Brock Lesnar got absolutely no offense on Bobby Lashley. Lashley was working Lesnar the entire night, that entire 6-minute match. And then Biggie got in the way and lost. And so after the match, you kind of saw this stare down between Brock and Lashley because I was like, oh, shoot, they're about to give us this. And that's been the one thing that Lashley's wanted since coming back to WWE. And above everything else, he's wanted this match with Lesnar. He's getting it now. He won the match on Monday Night Raw to get the match, which was another really good match. So WWE's already putting on some solid, That's happening in the Rumble.
All right.
Which I expect the Rumble to get some more ticket sales now. They were just under 30,000 prior to this week.
Yeah, that GCW show was good. I mean, if that's your thing. Jeff Jarrett returned.
Yeah, I saw that Jeff Jarrett returned. Scotty 2 Hotty was out there.
And Homicide is going to fight John Moxley at that show they're doing at Hammerstein.
Ooh.
That's going to be the main
event.
I'm
hearing that Moxley may be coming back tonight.
We'll see.
Speaking of which, I need to go ahead and set up my other shadow on my TV because I don't. It's not coming on CEC tonight.
Also, so WrestleKingdom was the last 2 nights.
I heard. So I don't know how you thought about it, but somebody I heard on TikTok said that the match between Ishii and Evil wasn't good.
All right, here's what I did. I skimmed through everything. Honestly, I skimmed through everything I didn't care about. Okay? Yeah. Everything I didn't care about, I skimmed through. I just saw the result of it. So I know on night 2, the guys from Noah showed up. Like pretty much everybody that's competing on January 8th, which is also on pay-per-view if you want to watch it live in English on pay-per-view. It's going to be on New Japan World later in English, but it's not going to be live on New Japan World. Well, not in English anyway. Yeah, the Noah guys showed up. And the card is all tag matches. So I figured if Marufuji's not fighting, if Kota Ibushi's not fighting Narumichi Marufuji 1-on-1, I'm not going to watch it.
Oh, so it's all tag matches?
Yeah. It's all tag matches. Yeah. I think the big one is Okada and Tanahashi versus Kaito Kiyomiya and Keiji Muto. I think that's supposed to be the headliner.
Okay.
But like everyone, I think Nakajima, Katsuhiko Nakajima, who's a Noah world champion at Noah, I think he's fighting. No, he is. He's fighting. I think he's fighting. Him and his faction are fighting. They're fighting Shingo and LIJ. But so the results for WrestleKingdom, well, the matches were good. Like I said, I didn't care for. I know Evil is the new never openweight champion. Yoshihashi and Hiroki Goto are the new tag champs. They beat Zack Sabre Jr. and Taichi. What else happened? El Desperado beat Hiromu to retain his junior heavyweight championship, which I did not expect. That was great. Yeah, I'm just gonna give the highlights. Minoru Suzuki is the new king of pro wrestling because what they do is they have this little trophy. New Japan has this like little trophy that means this person is the king of pro wrestling for 2022. So the king is the king, and he has to defend it at certain points, I guess. But I figure it's Minoru Suzuki who's going to beat him for that thing. But whatever. Katsuyoshi Shibata returned. and he fought Ren Narita, who's a young lion. Well, he's not a young lion. Well, he is a young lion. He hasn't gone on an excursion yet. So he's a young lion in the LA dojo where Shibata is like the head teacher there. And pretty good match. We expect to see more of Shibata later. Main event time. Robbie Eagles and Tiger Mask are still junior tag champs. Who is it? Evil, Show, and Yujiro Takahashi are still 6-man tag champs. Tanahashi is the new U.S. champ after beating Kenta in a no DQ match, which is pretty hardcore for a no DQ match in Japan. And then Okada is the man. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Oh, yeah.
Should probably answer your questions as to who won the main events. Okada won both main events. He won the title from Shingo.
So the OG's back?
Yeah. No. I wish. So first night he walks out with the belt because the belt was the briefcase. He created around the belt instead of the briefcase. Because you know how previous years they have the briefcase. This year he wanted a belt instead of the briefcase, and he said him carrying the belt was like a send off to the belt, as an introduction to the new belt, which means that's probably we're stuck with it. As much as I hate it, we're stuck with it.
I don't think many people care for that belt.
I don't. I love New Japan and I love Okada champion, but I don't care for that belt.
No.
Both match he defeated Shingo on the first night, and then he beat Ospreay in the second night. I watched that earlier before we caught on, and that match was good. Long, as typical WrestleMania event, WrestleKingdom main event is, but worth it. It was long, but worth it. So I'm just saying, Okada's the man.
Okay.
I love Kota Ibushi, but Okada, he's special, man.
Oh yeah, no debate here.
Like he's good. He's so good. He's so good at that. Like he's so good at what he does. You know, wrestling in main events as champion, there's nobody. I thought Ospreay was going to beat him for real. But then, just like I thought Kenny Omega was going to beat him the first time when they first fought, I thought Omega might have it. But then I thought, oh, wow, he pulled it out after wrestling over 30 minutes the night before. So, I mean, he's the man.
What it is. All right, I want to get to some football, NFL, and then I'll let you talk about how bad those games were on New Year's Eve.
They were garbage.
All right. So I'm only going to talk about the games that matter. There's some games in this list that really don't matter at all. So the Seahawks and the Cardinals, yes, it matters. And no, it's not because I'm a Seahawks fan. It's actually because the fact that Cardinals need to win this game to have a chance at winning the division. They need to win, and the 49ers need to win as well for the Cardinals to win the division. I think the Cardinals will do their part.
I saw the 49ers can get in if the Saints lose.
Yeah. Which I'm gonna get to all the scenarios in a second because I got the scenarios. So I got the Cardinals winning that one. I'm guessing you probably will Cardinals too.
Will it get the 49ers in the playoffs?
No, the 49ers have to win.
Oh, is that it? They just have to win and they're in?
The 49ers win, they're in.
Who are they playing?
They're playing the Rams.
I want the Niners to get in for the sake of, because, you know, like I said, they're my dad's team. So I kind of want them to get in because I want the possibility of the Niners and Cowboys playing in the NFC Championship like they did back in the 80s. So.
Definitely. All right, so I'm gonna go with the Cardinals here. Chiefs Bronco in contention for the number one spot, which is right now held by the Titans. Which I might as well throw that up here right now. Here is the this is the updated sensitive bracket.
Okay, so this is current. So LA, the winner of the LA and the Rams would play the winner of Tampa and San Francisco.
Not necessarily.
Well,
you gotta remember the lowest seed will play the number 1 seed. So if Philadelphia, according to the schedule right now, were to win against the Rams, they would be the ones to play the Packers, regardless of who wins. Again, this is subject to change because you never know who's going to be forced out of the playoff picture. Here's the scenarios. So based on the scenarios, the Colts have to win against the Jaguars, which I mean, most people really should. Or if they end up losing to the Jags, the Chargers, Steelers, and Patriots have to lose. The Chargers will win, which I'm guessing that the Chargers and Raiders is going to be. Yep, the Chargers and Raiders have been flexed to Sunday Night Football.
So that's going to be do or die. That game's do or die.
That game is pretty much when you're in.
I like it. A little bit divisional winner take all match.
Or if they tie the Chargers, get it.
I mean, I'm acting like tie isn't even on there because I highly doubt they're gonna.
Well, if the Colts lose, then they could go.
I mean, we're not talking about Kenny Omega fighting Kazuchika Okada at Dominion 2017 kind of tie.
Yeah, the Raiders again are going to be in the same situation as the Chargers. The Ravens have quite the scenario, so clearly they have to win. Second of all, they would need a Browns loss to the Steelers. No, a win over the Steelers and a Browns loss to the Steelers. Wait, what? Yeah, the Bengals and a Colts loss and 4. So basically, they have not much chance to get.
Yeah, that doesn't sound. Basically, as much as I'm saying there's not a chance they're getting in. Like them just winning is not going to be enough.
No.
Same thing for the Steelers.
The Steelers need a win over the Ravens and a Colts loss and no tie in the Raiders and Chargers.
I feel like the Bengals are going to get in regardless.
Bengals already in.
Okay, see there. So.
And Joe Burrow's not playing. He's going to rest up. Yeah, he's not playing.
Well, that's smart. Yeah.
In the NFC, the picture is a lot clearer. The San Francisco 49ers will just have to win. Or if they don't win, the Saints have to lose.
And the Saints are playing the Falcons.
And the Saints would have to beat the Falcons, and the Rams would have to beat the 49ers. So that's pretty much the scenario for the NFC.
Do I trust the Niners to beat the Saints or the Falcons to beat the
Niners to beat? I don't trust the Niners beating. Well, here's the thing: the Niners could beat the Rams.
I was gonna say, do I trust the Niners beating the Rams more than I do the Falcons beating the Saints?
They can beat the Rams. The NFC West is weird like that. So let's look at somebody now. With all those in mind, going back to these games that actually matter. I got the Chiefs beating the Broncos.
I do too.
Cowboys Eagles doesn't matter. Bears Vikings doesn't matter. Bengals Browns doesn't matter. Colts Jaguars. Do Colts Jaguars matter? Yes, it does. Colts need to win. I think I got the Colts winning.
Yeah, I don't see that. The Colts losing to the Jaguars.
Yeah, so we're going there. Packers Lions doesn't matter. Steelers Ravens. These two teams are fighting to have a chance.
I'm going to the Ravens here.
I'm gonna go Steelers. Either way, I don't think it matters. Either way, I don't think either team is making it. The Titans. They need to win to clinch that number 1 seed. And they got the Texans.
Titans are winning that, then.
Here's the thing: they still don't have Derrick Henry, and the Texans have been playing some solid football. I can see the Texans playing spoiler here. I'm going Texans. Football team Giants doesn't matter. 49ers Rams.
I want the Niners to win here.
I'm gonna say the Niners. I'm gonna say the Niners win this one. Bucks Panthers doesn't really matter. Pats Dolphins.
It would be fun here. I will say something about that. It'll be really funny if the Panthers beat the Bucks.
I don't think they're really playing for anything, so I wouldn't be surprised if they don't play for real.
I'm just saying, just the look of
it'll be
the Panthers beat the Bucks. It'll just.
Only way I see the Panthers beating the Bucks is if they rest the starters that game.
I'm just saying it'd be really funny.
Patriots Dolphins doesn't matter. Saints Falcons.
That's what I'm saying. Do we trust the Falcons to beat the Saints, to ruin this for the Saints?
I can see it happening.
I can see it happening too.
Yeah, remember division games are weird like that, and it's not like the Falcons are trash.
They're really
in the way
not.
They were last year.
They're really not.
They're 7-9. A lot better than a lot of people who thought they were going to be this year. You know what? I'm gonna say it. I got the Falcons winning. The Niners may not need to win this game. I think the Falcons are going to help the Niners get in, which is crazy because then if the Falcons,
especially if Ian Book is playing.
Oh yeah, but if the Falcons if the Saints end up
I'll go with the Falcons because if they're playing Ian Book again, and they're
the last game, and this is the game that truly matters because this is going to be more than likely the game to decide who takes that 7th seed. Chargers, Raiders. Well, now to the fact that the Raiders now have another player that's been arrested for DUI.
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going Chargers here. I don't think the Chargers squandered this moment. I wouldn't be surprised if they blow the Raiders out. I'm just saying. I can see this being a blowout.
Definitely possible. You know what else was a blowout?
Nice segue.
Well, all right. Well, they were blowouts. Screw it. They were blowouts. So, Colin Cowherd said something very, very profound. I saw it on TikTok, and it made sense. Do you know what parity is?
Yeah.
Like equality. You know? He said we have to stop expecting parity in college football because it's a detriment to basically all of our sanities. And I think I made that mistake. Me personally, I can't speak for everybody, but I kind of made that mistake when I said, because I thought I went with the mindset of any given Sunday or any given day. Cincinnati could beat Alabama.
Which I still think.
Just like I'm also saying any given day, Georgia could probably beat Alabama. You know?
I'm kind of at the point where I just don't see it happening.
I mean, I don't either, but at the same time, until it happens, you got to watch this. Still got to play the game.
Yeah, you know? But I understand there's still a narrative to push because we all know that this is the New England Patriots of college football.
Right. But the thing is, we got to stop expecting parity from it because they're 13-1 now, but a 13-0 Cincinnati, and Cincinnati fans learned this the hard way. You're not the same as a 12-1 Alabama, as much as you want to be. Now, alternatively, it's not impossible because one thing we did find out that a 12-0 UCF team is the same as because they beat him, is the same as I think they were 11-1, 11-2 Auburn team. You know?
But
by the way, mind you, that Auburn team they beat in the Peach Bowl that year beat Alabama.
Fair point.
So, you know, I mean, it's worth.
It's just weird how it all can happen because, like you said, it could in any other type of scenario, you could have had a situation where Cincy found a way to beat Bama, but it just didn't turn out that way.
The frustrating thing about it was like, and one of the things that annoys me, especially about college sports, especially college football, it seems like when a game starts a certain way, the underdog team is playing a certain way where they doing a little bit of stuff but not really able to punch it in like the other team is. It gets frustrating because you're thinking, okay, you reach a point where you're like, all right, there's no way they're going to win because it's like you're watching them give up, but they're not giving up. You know what I mean? I hate watching that. I can't tell you how much that frustrates me. Watching like a team like basically give up in the middle of the game. And it, like I said, it doesn't look like they are because they're still trying to get first downs and get yards, but it's like they're not really trying. Because they know it's over, or they know the inevitability. They're preparing for the inevitability of the inevitable loss. I'm like, no, screw that. Punch it in, which is why I'm watching that Cincinnati game in particular. Watching that game in particular, I was like, why are they throwing the football? Now, granted, they had a decent run game against it. And they were batting a lot of passes down. Alabama's OD line was. But I'm like, but that doesn't mean you quit on that.
No.
Because you don't know. Because you don't know if these guys can cover, if those Alabama DBs can cover or not. We didn't find out the whole game. Sure, we got a little bit of stuff, but Desmond Ridder barely ran the football. I was like, why isn't Desmond Ridder running the football? Why are they calling more QB keepers? Or if he can't find anything, why isn't he taking off? Why isn't Cincinnati playing the way that got them to 13-0? Regardless of the teams they did the same thing against Notre Dame. Now, granted, Notre Dame is trash now, but it's still Notre Dame.
Yeah, I agree.
It's still Notre Dame. And that's the fact that they didn't play like that against them. And now, when it really matters, that was earlier in the season they beat Notre Dame. Now, when it really matters, you need to play that same way. And you didn't. And I don't think it's because Alabama was that so much overpowering. Granted, they were in certain aspects. But I find it hard to believe that Alabama – I'm not saying Cincinnati threw a game. I don't believe that.
No.
I do believe –
They got played.
Huh?
They got outplayed. I would say that.
I can't even say that because it didn't feel like they were getting outplayed. If they were getting outplayed, they would have lost by a field goal. It would have been a shootout. What happened to us on Sunday was getting outplayed.
Well, they got outplayed to a higher degree to where they just got destroyed.
I mean, I think
outplayed
means different to me. Outplayed to me means we went head to head, but you were just that much better than me.
Okay, I see.
You know what I mean?
They got shellacked.
I wouldn't even call it. They did. Granted, they did. It was 24-6, right? It was a lot. I'm not saying the score wasn't a lot, but I would call that getting outplayed. Outmatched sounds better.
Okay.
Than outplayed, because like I said, outplayed is what happened to Utah in the Rose Bowl against Ohio State. That was outplayed because the final score of that game was 48-45, and it came down at the end. That's getting outplayed. Ohio State was just that much better than Utah. That's getting outplayed. Cincinnati outplayed Notre Dame earlier in the year. Like I said, Arizona outplayed us, outplayed the Cowboys on Sunday. It outplayed us because they were that much better. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then the Michigan game, I don't know what to say about that. But from what I was saying, it didn't even look like Michigan had a passing game.
Michigan Michigan wasn't really big in passing game anyway. I mean,
exactly.
McNamara wasn't really the most consistent quarterback.
Right. But it just seemed like I think Cincinnati could have beat Michigan though if they played them. I think so. I think Cincinnati could have beat Michigan. Yeah. But here we are again with Alabama, Georgia. At this point, Georgia's got to beat Bama. They have to. I don't know if they're going to, but Kirby. If I'm the AD or whoever's in charge of Kirby's of head coaching at Georgia, I'm like, you got to be Bama. This is you got to do this to keep your job at this point for Kirby Smart. It's like with Harbaugh and Ohio State. Harbaugh finally beat Ohio State after how many years of being there? Like 5, 6 years of being there. I played Ohio State and losing every time, and then he finally beat this year. Like this has to be if Kirby Smart doesn't beat Alabama here, I'm letting him go and bringing in somebody who can beat Bama. You know,
yeah,
that's just me. That's just me because it's not like you have been here before. Because you faced Bama in the national title game a couple years ago and lost in the worst way possible. Then you play them earlier this year, you get messed up in the SEC championship game. You got to win it. You got to win. If you have another shot at them, and not a lot of teams get 2 shots at Bama in the same season, you got to beat them this time. I don't know what you need to do to tighten up wherever you need to tighten up, but you got to beat them this time if you're Kirby Smart. Georgia has to beat Alabama this year. Again, that's not a guarantee to say, hey, or Isaac's picking Georgia to beat Bama. I'm saying they have to. They have to. Now, granted, I don't know if this is going to cost Kirby Smart his job, but if it's me, if I'm in charge and he's had 2 shots to beat Bama and he doesn't do it, I don't know what to say. Because I'm pretty sure this is the only time he's had a chance to beat Bama. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, has he beaten Bama? Actually, well, think about it. I don't think he has. In his 6th year as head coach of the Bulldogs, he has won 4. He won the SEC in 2017, and he lost to Bama. Yeah. He is 0-4 in his coaching career against Bama.
Not surprised.
No, I'm not surprised either. But then again, according to the only coach to have beaten Nick Saban head to head was the coaches, I should say. Hugh Freeze, when he was at Ole Miss, beat Alabama. Kevin Sumlin, when he was at Texas A&M, and when he had Johnny Manziel, they beat Alabama. Nick Saban in Alabama, and then Gus Malzahn at Auburn beat Alabama. Nick Saban coached Alabama. But Kirby Smart has never. But then again, I heard that Kirby Smart, that any former coach that coaches against Nick Saban has yet to beat him. That includes Lane Kiffin. So, yeah. Any coach that is, any team that's coached under him has never beaten him. But I will say this to Kirby Smart. After that game, after when they beat Michigan, he refused a Gatorade bath because he was like, no, we need to focus on the next game.
Yeah, definitely.
In fact, I just read a quote where he says, we're not focused on history. When asked about, what are you going to do differently from the SEC championship game, he said, we're not focused on history. So I don't know what they need to do. I mean, Stetson Bennett seems like he has the tools to beat him. He's got the running ability and the passing ability. No, I don't know what they need to do. I know for sure when I was watching some of that SEC championship game, I would watch some of that D-line. When Bryce Young would start to take off, I'd watch some of those D-line guys for Georgia try and chase him. And they look slow getting out of the gate, trying to pursue that guy. And it didn't look great. That's all I'm saying. You know, if you're going to beat Bryce Young, from what I'm seeing, you got to pressure him because that's how Auburn did. That's what Auburn did.
Yeah,
they pressured him. They pressured him and they collapsed the pocket around him. You know.
Yeah, you got to pressure any quarterback you play against doesn't like pressure. So that's rule number one.
Right. So I'm saying they had the guard, they had the ends like come in and like form a box, and then eventually the guys on the inside will work their way into blowing it up. You know, it also helps if you have some good slot guys like nickel guys or dime backs to come in off the edge to bring speed off the edge. You know.
Yeah.
Because one thing for sure, they don't get tired. Also, I really need this. They need to stop throwing shoulders into people and wrap up. Because that's one thing I saw watching that game was Cincinnati was not wrapping up.
Oh yeah, you got to wrap up, dog.
Now, granted, what's his name? James Robinson, the running back they had. He's a big dude. You know, he's probably not as big as Bo Scarborough, but he's still big, or Derrick Henry for that matter. But he was still a big dude.
The Jaguars, James Robinson?
No. There's another kid named Robinson for Alabama.
Okay.
And his name is Brian Robinson, not James.
Okay, yeah, that sounds more like it.
You know, he went in there, he was just running. He's a big dude. He's just running his shoulders through him. You know, I said, no, you can't just throw your shoulder into him, and especially when he's running through the hole. Don't throw your shoulder into him. Like wrap him up, or when you got him out wide. You know, don't throw your shoulder into him. Wrap him up. You know, like get his legs or hit him in that midsection. You know. But speaking of open field. Shout out to the Cowboys for we have some really good open field tackling. Like I love watching that. Get a guy one-on-one. We get guys one-on-one and they able to make the play. Love that. So
I got two things.
There's so much Georgia needs to do if they want to beat Bama.
Like I said, definitely. And that's Monday, right?
Yes, that's this coming Monday.
Yeah.
They have to beat them. Georgia has to beat Bama. They have to beat them.
So I got two things before I'm ready to dip out. Shout out to Drake Weurtz. And I know a lot of people don't care for big shout out to Drake Weurtz. And before we forget off of that, shout out to Rad Rob as well.
Yes.
Drake Weurtz and Rad Rob, big shout out to y'all. Actually, Drake Weurtz, I tagged him and told him thank you. He actually responded back to me, so I appreciate the love shown from them on their podcast, Uncancelled. They reacted to our video of us talking about his first interview post WWE release. I've listened to two of them. I can't remember exactly which interview that was, but the most recent one I listened to came from He Loves Wrestling. Check that out. He talks about a lot of the things, same thing he talked about there, and one of the things, and he really got deep into it and talked about a lot of the stuff that he believes in. And again, perspective is not always what you think it is. Your perspective is not mine. Mine is not yours. So that is my motto going into the rest of this year. If I see something that I don't remotely agree with on surface, I want to dig deeper into why people think the way they do, instead of just flat out saying I disagree with you, so I'm going to attack you, because I've grown to understand that does absolutely nothing. So once again, I appreciate the love shown from Rad Rob and Drake Weurtz, man. Because I went to the gym Friday because I had my rental car because I was waiting on my new whip to get delivered to me. And I got in the car and I saw right before I put my phone in, because I was getting ready to put on CarPlay, I saw that I had a message on YouTube. And Rob was like, yeah, I'm going to, I showed this Drake Weurtz because I said in the video that he wasn't going to hear it. which he says, "No, I'm hearing it now." And so I was like, "Oh snap!" So I was like, "So as soon as the video dropped, if you want to check it out, it's the most recent episode, the 40-minute mark. They watched the entire video, reacted to it. It was great to hear.
Put us over hard, man.
Put us over big time, bro. Huge. And like I said, you don't have to, and even listening to him talking with Duke Loves Wrestling, I don't think Drake wants everybody to wholeheartedly agree with everything he says. Like, I know Isaac's not really a guy that listens to us a lot of the conservative, Republican, libertarian sides. I would listen to more of them than I do listen to the left. But
well, to be honest, I don't listen to either. Yeah,
I've found myself listening more to the right as of lately. Now, I'm not. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not a Republican.
I don't listen to either. I listen
to more of the center, more of the people that try to give you more of less opinion, more information. Is my thing. Let me form my opinion. Just tell me what the facts are, and then I will go. I will take my opinions based off what you're giving me. I don't want to hear your. Like when we talked about the situation that happened up in Michigan, I said I don't care about your talking points right now. Stop your talking points. What are the facts here? Let me determine what I believe is the issue. And that's how I believe. That's what I believe. I don't care about your talking points.
And the issue of that, you're talking about the most recent school shooting up there, right?
Yeah. Which the issue is an idiot and his idiot parents.
Basically. That was the main issue. The main issue was you had a kid do something stupid and his parents tried to cover it up and made themselves look stupid and incriminated.
No, they didn't make themselves look stupid. They just look stupid. They didn't look stupid. They were stupid.
Yeah, they're all screwed, basically.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, that's my whole thing. That
you should get him on the pod.
Ooh, I should try that. So I'm gonna try to get Rob and see if I can set something up with that, because that would be dope, man. And I know a lot of people are still gonna, like, when people actually get a whiff of the fact that, oh, if we would have Drake Weurtz on our show, I already know that people are gonna be mad, because I know people were mad at Duke. Duke had Chase and Rance up there, and everybody thought it was an endorsement of Chase and Rance, not knowing that he had Chase and Rance up there, and then Chase and Rance said that AEW had used his ring. That went over everybody's head. That was said on Duke's 3-part podcast, and then they got mad at him because he had Drake Weurtz up there, because they were calling him, because one person kept saying, "Oh, you had a racist on your show." I was like, nothing that I've seen or heard about Drake showed me, oh, he's a racist. When he talked about BLM on Duke's podcast, and the first thing he said before Duke even stopped, he was like, "I don't like the BLM organization." He immediately said organization. And I was like, usually when somebody says BLM, when a white person who speaks against BLM, they don't initially say the organization, right? But he immediately said organization before Duke could even stop him. And I'm gonna send you the links to the podcast. And when I noticed that, I was like, you know what? He sees what I see. I seen it. And now I know that a lot of people who speak out against it, they're not talking about the idea of Black Lives Matter. They're speaking out against this organization, this global organization, because I do understand that there are certain subgenres of BLM that are not doing the things that the global is doing. There are some that are working hard in the community to end violence. Violence, period. Not just a unarmed black man being shot by a police, but just violence, period. You know what I'm saying? Violence, period.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use the word that everybody likes to use and likes to debate over. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, with that being said, that's it for that. The last thing I do want to bring up, we lost a legend, dog. We know we talked about last week. We lost a legend in
John Madden.
Oh my gosh, my cousins won't shut up. What is going on? I got like 25 messages from my cousin. What's going on? Oh, they're frying my cousin. Okay, cool. Shut up!
You said they're frying you?
No, they're frying my other cousin. I swear we just crack jokes with each other all the time, and like I know nobody hears it, but I have a big like the ringers going off my ear, like bing. I gotta be like cool. But rest in peace to Betty White, dog. And you know it made me so mad. Because the song that came out, it was a song that popped up in my head yesterday. And I know you probably have heard it because it's another one of those weird rap songs. It's called Jesus is the One, I Have Depression.
It's called what?
Make sure I'm reading the right words. But I'm pretty sure, I know the initial name of the song is Jesus is the One. Hold on.
It's called
Jesus is the One, I Got Depression by Zach Fox. Produced by Kenny Beats. Which, shout out to Kenny Beats. I like Kenny Beats. But before he drops into the second part of the beat, he says, R.I.P. Betty White, she ain't dead, but for what she does. And this was made in 2019.
Wait, is this the dude who said R.P.
You better pray. Yeah, he's like, you better praise God. I'm gonna shoot you on some God. I ain't praying about that guy.
Is he also the same dude that said he said R.P. Betty White, she ain't dead, but
yes, that's the song.
Well, he said she ain't dead, but something else.
But she ain't dead, but for what she does. It was 2 years before the whole thing, and she died, 17 days before her birthday. She was on her way to turn 100 years old, dog. But that's life, dog. People, as sure as you're here, as sure as you gotta go.
Toby and Wigway released a good song called "Passing Through."
I still don't know if I'm ready to listen to him yet.
It just popped up, and I was just curious. Honestly, it was out of mere curiosity, and
it'll probably be a few months before I say, "All right, I'll check it out."
That's fair.
I mean, I don't listen to Travis Scott anymore, dog.
I forget I have. So
I don't listen to Travis Scott anymore. I don't listen to Uzi no more. Once I start seeing things that I don't like,
should I delete Travis Scott from my playlist?
No, all the demonic stuff that I saw at his concert was like, yeah, I can't rock with this no more. And then the more I kept thinking about Uzi and then saying his name, I was like, yeah, I can't rock with that either.
I mean, I'm never rock with Lil Uzi Vert, to be honest.
I mean, just his name just doesn't sit right with me.
Like, I mean, I've been saying that. So, I mean.
Hold on.
I'm definitely like I'm definitely in my Run the Jewels bag right now. And I've listened to all their songs, like all my favorite songs by them, as many as possible, but really trying to go to that concert.
I need Smino to go ahead and drop this album. Speaking of which, let's see if I can find any new music coming out. I need
Muse to drop an album too. They have a drop once, Simulation Theory 3 years ago, which is really good. That was pretty good. I need Volbeat.
Did you listen to the GTA soundtrack?
I did. It was good, and then it was deleted from Tidal.
I need to see if it's still on Spotify.
It should be, because they said that's where it released on Spotify.
Yeah, it's on Spotify. Well, so basically, I'm seeing some of the these are looks like some of the prospected albums that are supposed to drop this year. Hold on, wait, what? Kodak Black's back in jail. Kodak Black is back in jail after Trump just pardoned him. Trespassing. 12 months after Donald Trump.
Pooh Shiesty pleaded guilty to gun charges or whatever.
Not surprised. Oh wow, Weeknd's supposed to drop an album this week.
No, that's something else.
Next week is looking like Corday.
Yeah, there we go.
From A Bird's Eye View is supposed to be dropping next week. Ian Dior's dropping something cool. That's Earth Game's dropping Ghetto Gods on the 28th, which is also J. Cole's birthday. Kyle is dropping an album also on the 28th. 28th is looking like a good day for me. Earth Game and Kyle, I'll take that. So some TBAs. Westside Boogie, Snoop Dogg are dropping albums. Both of their albums are TBA. Lil Durk, Kehlani, and 2 Chainz are supposed to drop albums. 2 Chainz is supposed to be Dope Don't Sell Itself. So far, Saba's dropping an album on the 4th of January, 4th of February.
I need more. I was kind of depressed because I didn't see any Griselda dropping anything soon. I know
Conway's dropping on the 25th.
What? What's he dropping?
The 25th of February is evidently Conway's dropping God Don't Make Mistakes.
We're supposed to get into Liz too coming out soon.
I'm just looking at some of these. Five Dog is dropping. Evidently, Five Dog is having a posthumous album dropping on the 22nd of March. They still going, dog. Let's see any other names. JID is supposed to be dropping Forever Story. I thought that was supposed to drop last year, but I'm waiting on that. Any other names up here? T.I. is supposed to be dropping something this year. Wiz Khalifa and Juicy J will be dropping a collab album. I don't care about Travis Scott. I don't care about Playboy Cardi. Lil Wayne evidently is supposed to be dropping 3 albums this year. 3 projects. Dedication 7, I'm Not a Human Being 3, and Carter 6.
Huh. Yeah, that thing is not on title.
Kendrick Lamar evidently is supposed to be dropping the album this year. Thank you.
It's not on title. Somebody lied to me. Twitter lied to me. How about that?
Evidently, Eminem has his name in the list for to be announced.
Well, Eminem drops when Eminem drops. Like nobody knows when he drops. Like you wake up one morning and it's there. That's literally how it was for the last. Like I went to work. I worked the night shift for security. I walked in, checked my phone at midnight, and Kamikaze dropped. You know? Like I woke up one morning and then Music to Be Murdered By was dropped. So, and then part 2 dropped. And it was all phenomenal. It's all great.
But that's all I got, dog.
Yeah.
I need to find me some dinner.
Same.
All I know is JID Harriet dropped his album, fam. We ready. The streets been ready.
I need more run. I need more Run the Jewels, please. I need a RTJ5.
Smino as well. I need an album. I need you to go on tour and everything. I'm trying to hit a Smino concert.
And Danielson and Page is going to start.
I don't know how I feel about that.
I didn't want it to, but it is. Also, Maki Ito is once again international princess champion for Tokyo Joshi Pro. Great match. She beat Hikari Noah.
She's winning matches. I'm proud of her.
Yep.
With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get on out of here. Peace, love, and Pop Tarts. As always, remember,
actually
drink water. Hold on.
I'll talk with you off air.
All right. We out of here.